Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder from 2024. We have game number 2 in between Flash and Griffin on a 4 spawning location map. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. We have spawning here in the upper right. In the right it is Flash with his AK, with his barcode AK there. And we have his opponent spawning here in the lower left as the blue Protoss. It is Griffin, but this is of course a AK from a South Korean pro. Sadly, I don't know who exactly this is. However, very high APM as you can see from the start, around 600 already here. Very strong opponent here versus Flash. So yeah, just like in the previous replays, we will be checking out the build order. We see actually a pylon close to the base from Griffin here, so no intentions for him to go out and go for a fast expansion build order. However, we saw many Protosses like to save some money now and go for a Nexus first build order. Let's just see if this is indeed going to be the build order from him. And we see a supply depot for Flash. So pretty normal build orders here for both players. Let's see if both will, like I told you, save money for a fast expansion, as it is of course a 4 spawning location map. And Flash actually deciding to spend money for a for a barracks here. Let's have a look at the Protoss. Still no gateway here for him, so this looks like indeed a Nexus first build order. This can of course be punished by the Terran. We saw Flash do this many times. We saw him go for SCV pushes with Marines, and he's also scouting out the map very early here. So this expansion, very risky gameplay here by Griffin. And like I told you, Flash can of course punish this with a push, with some Marines, with some SCVs, and in the end even 1 or 2 vultures are being brought forward by the Terran around the 5-minute mark. So let's just see if this is indeed going to be the reaction from Flash. Is he going to once again be aggressive, just like he has shown us in previous replays? He has also shown us nice timing pushes around the 10-minute mark, around the 11-minute mark. So yeah, let's see how the game is going to unfold. The probe is coming forward. We do see, however, an expansion for Flash. So a very safe gameplay here by him. Barracks into expansion, as his SCV is still scouting here the map. And we also see the gas of course had to be taken, given the fact that the probe has come here forward to steal the gas. And actually a great block here by Flash, almost killing this one probe, and even deciding to slowly build a wall off here with a supply depot into this area. We have the gas, we have the gateway for the Protoss. This should be his cybernetic score, of course, for those Dragoons. And I believe he's mining with 2 probes, gas. Now he has his 3rd probe, as he's also bringing some probes here into his expansion point. In the meantime, Flash is still scouting the map here. 2 Marines are already out for him, more getting produced, as we also see a bunker for him. So Flash still has no idea what the build order here from the Protoss is. He has scouted the map, as you can see, in an X shape. He went here and then he went up. So sadly for him, pretty much very failed scouting, but of course it happens, as he has now started his factory. Now in comes Flash. He's going to see the build order, he's going to see the fast Nexus intercepted by a Zealot. A great block here by Griffin, and with that the timing is going to be seen here for Flash. So let's have a look at his reaction. Is he already going to go for the timing push, for the rush with some SCVs, with the bunkers in the front? That's a great block here by Griffin. A very nice gameplay by him, blocking the SCV, killing him with the probe, now cancelling the probe and adding a robotics facility base. So he might counter the early aggression by Flash with some river gameplay. And in the meantime, the Marines have actually hidden here towards the bunker, as the factory is about to get finished here for Flash. We see a 2nd factory for him. I believe it's not going to be a early aggressive gameplay. He's playing more safe. Griffin having 5 more walkers here than Flash. We have an add-on for him, as the first vulture, either vultures or tanks, are going to get produced. So the first Dragoon is also out for him, but of course range still will take some time to be finished, as this SCV is very likely going to scout the other expansion points here from the Protoss. However, nice reaction here by Griffin with his Dragoon early on, blocking here the exit from Flash. So this is going to very likely turn into a very defensive gameplay here for both players. Either that or Flash is going to decide to move out with his Marines and attack this one Dragoon. It could be a possibility here for him. as the entrance is getting pretty much blocked here by the Protoss. So very interesting gameplay early on, pretty much the standard stuff as we have passed the 5-minute mark. So yeah, 2 factories with 2 add-ons, 1 tank is out, as Flash is going to secure his expansion very soon with double tanks and even marines, so he might move out. Sadly here, Griffin not paying attention. This Dragoon is going to take quite some damage. Second Dragoon is moving forward, but the first one already taking quite large amounts of damage already in the red here for him, as Griffin is going to very likely go for another expansion here. But like I told you, this could be punished by Flash, either that or he's going to play it even more safe and add another expansion into this location. So let's see what his plans are. Double upgrades here, mines, speed for the vultures, more SCVs are getting produced. We even have an engineering bay for Flash, so very crucial upgrades of course here for the vultures, as the vultures will be the main damage dealers towards the expansions. And yeah, let's see how the game is going to continue. The Protoss is pretty much securing this entrance here towards his base. At the same time, this expansion right here a little bit exposed, but it's just one probe here, so it might get sniped, as Flash is exactly moving out into that location, having no scan, but much sensing that the Protoss is going for a massive expansion tactic here. So let's have a look. The pylon taking quite some damage. The probe will also fall very soon, as some tanks actually getting intercepted here by the Dragoons, but we do have speed for the vultures, so it's a double attack if this would be blocked here. But of course, Griffin nicely blocking the entrance, a very good strategy by him. Flash is nicely multitasking, but in the end his units are going to get surrounded here, and Flash, sadly here for him, pretty much a failed attack. He's losing so many units, and even the vulture cannot pass forward as the way is pretty much shut here. So very nice gameplay here by Griffin, as he's going for a Reaver, and interesting enough he's also going for double starports. So let's have a look what exactly his plans are. It could be arbiters, it could be carriers of course. So carriers will be very deadly here against Flash, as Flash still has no scan available, so he's pretty much blind. Carriers would be quite deadly, but in the end it's going to also take quite some time to produce them. So let's see if this is indeed going to be the tactic here from Griffin, with carriers versus the Terran. But as you can see from the timer, we are at the halftime of this game. Is it going to be enough time for some carriers? Carriers of course, as they reach a critical number of 4 or 5 carriers, they can be very deadly versus the opponent, versus the Terran, as the Terran will of course have no idea about it, and only some turrets or only some Goliaths will be available to kill that. And yeah, Flash is still continuing the harassment, so the wall off has pretty much been completed here by the Protoss, and he's able to secure another expansion here. So this will very likely force Flash to go for another expansion. Still producing some vultures, some tanks, weapons 1, as he's now moving out with some SCVs to build some turrets. And I believe the first carriers will also get produced very soon here for Griffin, and there are 2 carriers are getting produced, 1 Reaver. A very nice gameplay here by Griffin, and it's a double Reaver ship very soon, so this can be also very strong versus Flash. Flash having however some turrets in the back. Is it going to be enough? This point right here can be very good to drop the Reavers. We also have some turrets here, only 1 actually, but there are some tanks to guard this, as the shuttle is now moving forward towards the expansion points from the Terran. Another turret there, but yeah, in comes Griffin with his drop, and a great timing here by him, catching Flash pretty much by surprise. 2 Weavers can be quite deadly. Flash is reacting of course, nicely trying to micro his SCVs, but the Weaver might get some connections, as even the tank is shooting now down, and Flash needs to be careful. The Weavers once again double shooting down the SCVs, and now the tank is also dealing some damage towards the Reaver. Reaver in a very good position. We even have speed, I believe, for the shuttle, as the harassment continues here, and as the command center is taking more and more damage. So very nice intuitive gameplay here by Griffin, but slowly but steadily Flash is going to secure this position with his tanks and with his vultures, and with that harassment pretty much been finished. At the same time, Griffin also taking yet another expansion here, and his first carriers will pop out very soon, as it's already going to be 3, even 5 carriers very soon, as we see some interceptors, of course, much needed upgrade for the carriers. Let's have a look if Griffin is going to continue this harassment, Flash still not having any anti-air. Finally he's going into some comset stations, but is it going to be enough for him, as 3 carriers will be out very soon, even 5. So yeah, is it going to be enough to make some Goliaths, as so many more carriers will appear onto the map very soon. So yeah, Flash in a very defensive gameplay this time. Let's see how the game is going to continue. Still having no anti-air, he's pretty much going to be surprised versus so many carriers in the air, as we even have 67 workers and 62 workers for Flash. So let's see how the game is going to continue. I believe slowly but steadily Griffin is going to prepare an attack versus Flash. The Vultures might get intercepted versus Dragoons, so Dragoons are really good versus the Vultures here, and the real damage dealers will of course be the carriers in the back, as Flash is trying of course to intercept some units here, trying to place many more mines onto the ground. And let's see how the game is going to unfold. He's still going to try to inflict some damage towards the expansion points. This could be very good for him, as the Vultures have a good position here to attack the probes. So some probes have been snapped here, some mines will be laid down. 1 Dragoon or even 2 might get snapped, but this is what I told you, Dragoon's very strong versus the opponent versus Flash. So Flash not really making any difference here with his harassment. Actually he's losing Vulture after Vulture, and with that he's just going to place some mines here, but there are observers already out here for the opponent. And yeah, those carriers will be very deadly. There are 5 of them, I believe. Still no Goliaths here for Flash, so the comset has been finished, but of course nice placement here for Griffin to hide his fleet. And let's see what's going to happen, as it looks like Griffin is going to be maxed out very soon, so he might do an attack very soon versus the opponent, as we're going to be checking the upgrades very soon. Still 0-0 for him. 1 weapons upgrade. Let's have a look at the carriers. More interceptors are of course getting produced for them. It's already a critical mass, 5 carriers. Could this be the point where they will be attacking, as there are still no Goliaths getting produced here? Only a science vessel, perhaps for some EMP shockwaves, as in comes the fleet from the Protoss. He's also nicely controlling the middle of the map. This can be very deadly here for him. This might even be the winning move, as there are no anti-air. It's just a couple of turrets for him. And here we go. He's going to attack the barracks, and in the end he's going to change of course to attack the important units. And actually Flash, realizing this, sadly here for him, he didn't scout. I believe his comsat scan wasn't successful. He perhaps just scanned the other areas there, and with that the carriers actually winning Griffin the game here. What an interesting matchup, even though the shuttle is also dropping the reavers. So pretty much a lucky placement here for Griffin with his star post. I believe Flash pretty much just scanned this area. Maybe he just scanned the expansions there, and sadly here for him he was caught pretty much off guard. And Griffin with a very interesting move, winning a very easy game actually here for him. Flash caught off guard. What a surprise for him. Griffin with a very nice move. Let's just check the stats very quickly. And yeah, very good game here by Griffin. Also perhaps lucky for him that Flash didn't scan the area where the carriers were, and 5 carriers of course very strong, especially if the Terran has only turrets to defend. And Flash realizing this, immediately GGing out of the game. So very good game here by Griffin. Lucky for him the fact that Flash didn't scan the area there, but I believe even if he would have scanned, perhaps the Goliaths would have been way too slow for him to be produced. So yeah, quite an interesting game. Maybe you get inspired if you're a Protoss player. A very interesting build order here by Griffin. A very good game by him, and a deserved win versus Flash. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Tommy signing out.